Most people spend years trying to make more money, without ever realizing their biggest asset was never money in the first place. It was them. And the craziest part? Most people never invest in themselves properly. They buy distractions. They chase shortcuts. They waste years waiting for motivation to magically appear. Meanwhile, a small group of people quietly upgrades themselves every single day. And over time, those people become unstoppable. So in this video, we're breaking down 15 powerful ways to invest in yourself that can completely change your future, your income, your mindset, and the way the world treats you. Because once you understand this, you stop asking, how do I get rich? And you start asking, how do I become valuable? And that changes everything. Number 1, read like your future depends on it, because honestly, it does. Most people stop reading after school, not because books are useless, but because school made reading feel like punishment. Deadlines, homework, boring assignments. So people grow up associating books with stress. But here's the truth. Reading is one of the highest return investments on earth. One good book can save you 10 years of mistakes. Think about that. Someone spends decades learning painful lessons, then compresses everything into 250 pages. And most people won't even open it. Instead, they scroll endlessly. Short videos, random content, tiny dopamine hits. But deep knowledge never comes from shallow attention. That's why people who read consistently almost always think differently from everyone else. Start simple. Read what genuinely interests you. Money, psychology, business, fitness, human behavior. It doesn't matter. The goal is to fall in love with learning again. Because once that happens, your entire life starts compounding. And speaking of compounding, there's another habit that changes people even faster. Number 2, talk to people smarter than you. Most people live inside invisible bubbles. Same friends, same opinions, same routines. And eventually, they stop growing. Because growth only happens when your current thinking gets challenged. That's why conversations are powerful. One conversation can completely shift your perspective. Sometimes forever. Talk to entrepreneurs. Talk to artists. Talk to people older than you. Talk to people from different cultures. Not to argue, to understand. Because every person you meet knows something you don't. And if you pay attention, you start collecting perspectives that most people never see. This is also how mentors appear. Not from begging successful people online, but from building genuine relationships. A mentor can save you years of confusion, because they already walked through the fire you're entering. And one sentence from the right person can redirect your entire future. But there's something even more important than mentors. Your circle. Number 3, your friends are quietly shaping your life. Look carefully at the people around you, because whether you realize it or not, you're becoming like them. Ambition spreads, discipline spreads, negativity spreads too. Your environment is contagious. That's why successful people obsess over who they spend time with. Not because they think they're better than others, but because energy matters. If everyone around you wastes time, eventually, you will too. If everyone around you complains, your mindset slowly changes without you noticing. But when you surround yourself with driven people, something strange happens. You naturally level up. Your standards rise. Your goals become bigger. And suddenly, the version of yourself you once thought was impossible starts feeling normal. That's the power of the right circle. And sometimes, the fastest way to change your mindset is to leave your environment completely. Number 4, travel far enough to realize how small you are. Travel changes people. Not fake luxury vacations. Real travel. The kind that throws you into unfamiliar places. Different languages, different customs, different ways of thinking. Because once you leave your normal world, you realize something shocking. The world does not revolve around you. And honestly, that realization is healthy. It kills ego. It expands perspective. It teaches you that there are millions of ways to live life. Some cultures prioritize peace. Some value family. Some chase achievement. Some move slower. And the more you see the world, the harder it becomes to stay narrow-minded. Travel makes you richer in ways money can't measure. The memories, the perspective, the adaptability. That's why people often return from trips feeling different. Because they are. But if you really want to transform your future, you need something more practical too. Skills. Number 5. Skills change your economic value. Here's a brutal truth. The marketplace does not pay you based on effort. It pays you based on value. And skills increase your value. The more useful you become, the harder you are to ignore. Communication, sales, writing, marketing, editing, leadership. Every new skill upgrades your opportunities. And unlike money, skills can never be taken away from you. That's why investing in courses, books, or education isn't expensive. Staying the same is expensive. People hesitate to spend $20 on a book, while wasting years making avoidable mistakes. One idea can change your income forever. One skill can completely alter your future. And here's where it gets interesting, because one specific skill multiplies every other skill you have. Selling. Number 6. Learn how to sell. If you can sell, you will never struggle financially for long. Because selling is everywhere. Job interviews are selling. Networking is selling. Business is selling. Content creation is selling. Even convincing yourself to stay disciplined is a form of selling. And yet most people avoid it because it feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is exactly why you should learn it. Selling forces growth. You learn confidence, communication, psychology, persuasion, emotional intelligence. At first, you'll probably be bad at it. Everyone is. But eventually, you stop fearing rejection, and that changes your life. Because most opportunities in life belong to people willing to ask. But there's another hidden factor destroying people's productivity, and they barely notice it. Their environment. Number 7. Your environment is either building you or destroying you. Look around your room right now. Seriously. Mess creates mental noise. Chaos drains focus. And over time, disorganized environments create disorganized thinking. That's why high performers obsess over systems. Not because they're perfectionists, but because order saves energy. Imagine waking up already overwhelmed every day. That slowly destroys momentum. Now compare that to waking up in a clean, intentional environment. Everything changes. Your mind feels lighter. You move faster. You think clearer. Your environment affects your psychology more than you realize. And the craziest part? Most people wait for motivation, when fixing their environment would instantly improve their discipline. But there's one habit that accelerates learning even faster. Teaching. Number 8. If you want to master something, teach it. Teaching exposes your weaknesses instantly. Because it's easy to pretend you understand something, until you try explaining it simply. That's when you realize what you actually know. Teaching forces clarity. It organizes your thoughts. It strengthens memory. And it turns information into true understanding. This is why content creators often learn faster than consumers. They're constantly processing information deeply. So start teaching. You don't need millions of followers. Teach your friends. Teach online. Teach through writing. Because every time you explain an idea, you sharpen your own mind. And speaking of sharpening your life, let's talk about health. Because without it, everything else eventually collapses. Number 9. Your health is quietly controlling your future. When you're young, it feels like your body will last forever. So people abuse it. Bad sleep, bad food, no movement, constant stress. And for a while, nothing happens. Until one day it does. Low energy, brain fog, burnout, anxiety. And suddenly people realize health debt collects interest. Your body keeps score. That's why successful people prioritize health early. Because energy is everything. A sharp mind inside an exhausted body is useless. Good sleep changes decision making. Exercise changes confidence. Nutrition changes focus. Health is not separate from success. It fuels it. And once you understand that, you stop treating your body like a trash can. Now here's where life gets even more interesting. Because eventually, you need money working for you too. Number 10, build income that doesn't depend on your time. Most people are trapped in one system forever. Work more hours, earn more money. Stop working, income stops. That's dangerous. Because time is limited. Real freedom begins when money starts flowing without your constant presence. Investments, businesses, digital products, assets. Even small passive income changes your psychology. Because suddenly, you realize your future isn't tied only to your labor. And no, it doesn't happen overnight. But every wealthy person eventually understands this principle. You cannot work forever. At some point, your money must start working too. And surprisingly, your appearance affects this more than people admit. Number 11. Your image opens doors before you speak. People judge instantly. That's reality. Your appearance, your energy, your online presence. It all sends signals. And those signals shape opportunities. This doesn't mean becoming fake. It means becoming intentional. Clean up your social media. Improve your grooming. Dress sharper. Speak better. Because perception matters. People trust disciplined-looking people more. They assume competence faster. Fair or unfair. That's how humans work. And tiny upgrades create massive long-term effects. But here's something most people completely ignore. Creativity. Number 12. Expose yourself to creativity constantly. Art changes the way you think. Music, architecture, films, design, photography. Creativity expands your brain. It teaches you new patterns, new emotions, new ways to see the world. That's why highly creative people often connect ideas differently. Their minds are exposed to more inspiration. And inspiration matters. Because your mind can only create from what it consumes. If all you consume is negativity and noise, your thinking becomes smaller. But when you surround yourself with creativity, your imagination expands. And that expansion can completely change your future, especially when combined with this next skill. Number 13. Learn another language. Learning a new language rewires your brain. Literally. It improves memory, focus, cognitive flexibility. But beyond that, it changes the way you connect with people. Speaking someone's language instantly creates warmth, respect, trust. It makes the world feel smaller, and opportunities larger, because language isn't just words. It's culture, and every new language unlocks a different way of seeing life. Now let's talk about something practical. Your tools. Number 14. Better tools create better results. Cheap tools often create expensive problems. Slow laptops, bad microphones, poor equipment. People waste hundreds of hours fighting problems that better tools could solve instantly. High performers understand leverage. Good tools multiply productivity. They save time, reduce frustration, improve quality. And time is your most valuable resource. That's why smart people reinvest into things that make them more effective. Not flashy status symbols. Actual tools. Because the right investment can pay itself back thousands of times over. And finally, the hardest investment of all. Number 15. Face yourself honestly. Most people spend their entire lives distracting themselves. Noise, entertainment, constant stimulation. Anything to avoid being alone with their thoughts. But introspection changes lives. Because eventually, You must confront yourself, your fears, your habits, your excuses, your past. And that process is uncomfortable. But it's also freeing. Because once you become honest with yourself, you stop living on autopilot. You stop saying yes to things you hate. You stop living for approval. You stop carrying emotional baggage from years ago. And little by little, you become lighter, clearer, more peaceful. That's real growth. Not pretending everything is perfect, but becoming strong enough to face reality honestly. And here's the truth most people discover too late. Investing in yourself is not a one-time decision. It's a lifestyle. Every book, every skill, every workout, every uncomfortable conversation, it all compounds, quietly, until one day, people call you lucky, without seeing the years of invisible investment behind your transformation. So before this video ends, remember this. Nobody can become disciplined for you. Nobody can become healthy for you. Nobody can become successful for you. That responsibility belongs to you. And that's actually the good news. Because it means your future is still in your hands. The question is, what version of yourself are you building starting today?